Okay, welcome to this guide to using queries in Access. Hopefully by the end of this tutorial you'll know how to set up a basic query. You'll also be familiar with how to use some of the notation that are common to setting up queries. Okay, remember the whole purpose of a query is to be able to search through data and extract data from a database quickly and in a very efficient manner. Okay, so we're going to have a look at setting that up. Now I'm going to get you to use this option up here under Create tab because we're making something new. I'm going to get you to use Query Design. In the past you might have been taught to use Query Wizard, but we'll use Query Design. It's slightly more flexible, particularly when we look at more complex queries later on. So if I click on Query Design, okay, the first option I get is to show tables. So these are the tables that I want to search through to find the data that I'm looking for. Now in this particular database I've only got one table, so I'm just going to add that straight on. Okay, the next job that I'm going to do is just add in the fields or the actual data that I want to include in this query. Now at the moment I'm going to start off with using all of them. You can obviously choose and customize this to what you specifically need in the future. Okay, so I've selected all the fields that are going to be involved in this query, in this search. I now need to say, well, which one am I actually going to set the criteria on? Which field do I actually want to search by? And in this particular example, I'm going to do a search to find all the cars of a particular make in my database. So I'm going to set the criteria under the make field. Okay, and if I type in Ford into that, so Ford cars, and then go up to the button at the top here, the run button, and execute that, you can see that my database displays the results and it's filtered out and it's found me all the Ford cars that are in my database. The last step to get into here to save this query and finish it is just to go across the side here and cross it off, and it's going to ask for me to name it. Well, I'm just going to put in here and get in the habit of just giving these good names as well. So QR underscore and then Ford cars. Okay, and you'll notice that in the sidebar down here, that query has appeared, and it just means that at any click of a button, I can regenerate that query and open it up. So that is a simple query, which is great, but it's not particularly very flexible because all it ever does is find me Ford cars. So what I'm going to have a look at doing now is just improving the design of this query and making it a bit more flexible. So I'm just going to run through that process again of setting up a query exactly the same way that I did last time. So I'm going to go to Query Design, I'm going to go to Cars, I'm going to add the table of cars on. Again, this time I'm going to choose the details I want to search by: make, model, year, tax, just add that on, and price. This time I'm going to leave out colour though, because I don't want the information about the colour of the cars. I just want the information that I've already selected. Okay, so same job again. So I still want to search by model, but quite a useful skill here to pick up is the use of square brackets, because watch what happens to this query this time if I use square brackets. So I'm going to use a square bracket on the keyboard, just above the @ sign you should find it, and I'm going to type in here, please enter model. In fact, I'm doing that in the wrong text box, aren't I? Just excuse me, that should be in the make box. So let's put that in the make box. So please enter make of car. Okay, and I'm just going to finish that off by closing the bracket, and if I click out of that now, it's ready to go. Now watch what happens this time when I run the query. Okay, can you see, as soon as I run that query, I now get a search box come up, and it gives me the user the option now to search for whatever make of car I might be looking for. I'm not restricted just to one particular type or make of car. So let's just try that with Ford again. So if I type that in, press OK. Okay, and again you can see it's brought me back all the details of all the Ford cars in there. It hasn't brought back the colour because I didn't require that data in this for this particular query. And if I just cross that off at the top again here, just to go through the cycle once more, yes, I do want to save it, and again a good name, QRY, and then underscore, and then this one is really make of car, search by make, actually I think I'll call it. So search by make. Okay, and if I press OK on that, and again, can you see that query has been added to my list of queries down the side here, along with the other stuff I've created in my database. If I double click on this one, every time the first option that comes up is the opportunity to enter a car. So in this case, well, let's try a different one. Let's try Renault. Okay, and press OK on that, and you can see that this is working. It's filtered all the Renaults in my database. Okay, so that is how you set up a simple query.